Hey everybody, welcome to the PlantStock channel. Hope you guys are doing good. One of these videos again. One of the reasons why I keep making this more and more at the moment is that I have quite a lot to do now before the baby arrives, which could be basically any week now. Everything is good to go. So that's why we have some things to do in the evenings at times. So I try to, make this whenever possible, right? But basically what I wanted to talk about is the news that we got regarding the McPlant from last week, right? That it's not doing so well in the US. And I wanted to give some comments on that. But as always, before I do that, before I go into the article, please feel free to smash that like button and help me out. And if you want to keep getting more videos regarding Beyond Meat, Tattoo Chef, the very good food company in Oatly, then smash that subscribe button and don't forget the bell button also, and be part of our Discord channel. It's free. We talk about these things at a daily basis. Take a look in the description. All right, let's get to it. All right, so this is the article that came out on March 24th, first published in 23. McDonald's McPlant sandwich created with Beyond Meat is underperforming. Franchise sales expectations, analysts say. So it is Peter Saleh from BTIG that kind of got some form of research here when speaking to several different franchises in the McDonald's Corporation. And according to Peter Saleh, what he found out is that the franchise sentiment on the sales performance was underwhelming, that they haven't been doing so well. And according to them, that Peter Saleh, the people he talked about, that there isn't any evidence that would support a national rollout, considering that they haven't sold that well in these places. Now, one of the reasons they say is that when it comes to the McPlant, it's designed to be cooked and held for 15 minutes, like other items on McDonald's menu, right? But the lower sales volume means that the item is now being cooked with a customer request. So if people want to have it, they're going to request it, which is going to create longer waiting times in the drive-thru, or if people actually go in there, right? And we know that the McPlant right now in the US is at 600 locations. And some of these tests were performed in San Francisco Bay Area and Dallas Fort Worth area. And these are the kind of things that we've found out from those areas, right? And it seems like we know that when we had the first test back in, I think it was in December, it was only 8 locations, right? It was about 70 sandwiches sold per day, which was a lot. I think normally they sell about 110. So the vegetarian ones being sold at 70 per day, that was a really good sign. And I remember that Peter Saleh was really positive about that. But now on these locations that he has talked to, it seems that they're only selling around 20 McPlants per day, and at some of them in the eastern part of Texas, only 3 to 5 sandwiches per day. So obviously that is not a good sign. Now, according to his sources, they believe that McDonald's may continue to test and even offer the McPlant in higher income urban markets. I mean, areas probably where you would see these kind of products being more popular. I'm thinking about New York City. That's normally considered the vegan capital of the world, right? Obviously, this is not a vegan item, so something to remember. And also maybe in other locations in California. I'm not sure, guys. Could you let me know down in the comments where in the U.S. is it usually more popular with plant-based food? And also, the analyst suggests that maybe the McPlant is a bit too expensive. My understanding is, also correct me if I'm wrong, I don't live in the US, I live here in Sweden and Europe, but the McPlant is quite equivalent in price. I think it's only a couple of cents more, but they're meaning that if it became cheaper to be more competitive with traditional burgers, yeah, that could be something that would be better. I think that's correct in the long run, depending on how much difference we're talking about here, because my understanding is it might be only like a 5% difference. But obviously, if it's the same price, then obviously we'll be closer to price parity. But again, I'm not sure about the prices in the US, but my understanding is that it's not that much. But also, as Peter Saleh here says, and I totally agree, that the sustainability benefit should be played up more, for sure. And my understanding is when it comes to commercials and kind of like lifting this up in media in the US, it hasn't been very strong at all compared to the UK in Europe, which is funny when you think about it, because UK is already really bullish on plant-based food, right? They're really interested in plant-based food comparatively to the US, which is a bit more conservative at the moment. So you would think that this is something they would want to focus more on. Yeah, so I am not sure what to think about this research that Peter Sally from BTIG is talking about. I mean, it might be accurate and all from the locations that he checked, but we're talking about over 600 locations in the US, right? And what I want to know before I start to panic, not that I would panic, but before I start to worry, is how many locations was actually part of this research, right? I mean, that's a huge difference. Are we talking about, 10 locations, 20 locations, 50, 100 locations, 200 locations? How many are we talking about here? So me personally, I feel it's really important to know how many locations. I need more specific research, more specific data. And I'm guessing that's not possible at the moment. And I'm not saying that's not possible, that they're not doing very well. They're not selling very well. They're not performing very well. And I'm good with that, as long as I understand how this research was conducted, right? Because that's the huge difference here. I mean, what if they're doing really well at 300 locations and then quite well at another 100 locations and doing so and so in 100 other locations, right? I mean, that kind of data would be invaluable, I would say. But then again, could this be an indication that something is not right here? Well, it could be. But again, the 8 locations that were tested in December sold about 70 sandwiches per day. So that's also an indication. So again, before you freak out, we need more data. We need more information. And I'm guessing we won't find that out until the Q1 report in May. So I think it's way too early to know that this would be something that would limit or would hold back the national rollout. And again, I've said this so many times, I've made a specific video about it. Take a look at it if you want to. But guys, again, McDonald's needs Beyond Meat at least as much as Beyond Meat maybe needs McDonald's, right? They really need them. We know McDonald's is a failing business. They've lost billions and billions of dollars in the last decade per year. They're not even close to where they were 10 years ago. So they need to find new avenues. We know that. They need to find new ways to get in the money. And obviously in this paradigm shift that we're entering, where people are going to eat way less meat, well, obviously they need to hook up them with an expert on these kinds of products, which is Beyond Meat. We have Impossible that's probably quite well too, probably really good as well. Haven't tried them, but they're collaborating with Burger King already, so they're not going to go to the competition. But also my understanding is when it comes to the promotion, right? In these 600 locations in the US, the promotional activity when it comes to the McPlant has been kind of weak compared to the UK, which seems kind of weird, right? Because if you want to make money, right? I mean, the UK, first of all, it's one of the friendliest plant-based countries in the world, especially in Europe. It's the number one, right? They've been doing quite a lot of promotional activity there for the McPlant, and they're already interested in this, and they're doing really well as far as I know. But in the US, we know people are a bit more conservative still when it comes to plant-based food, especially meat. Get that barbecue going, right? So obviously McDonald's would be smart to actually put some more effort into it. Now I'm not sure still if it's a branded deal yet, but that could also be something that would be good, of course. And they are those, look at this church, beautiful, right? Really beautiful. And there are those, we've talked about that in the Discord, that maybe it's also kind of a confusing product for a lot of people in the US. Why not do like in several European countries, make it a wholly plant-based, 100% plant-based product, right? So there's no confusion, and then the vegans can buy it, no problem. I'm wondering though in the US, let me know guys if you know that, if you can't just get it without the non-vegan products. And don't they have any upper, like any vegan cheese or vegan mayo? Not sure, but obviously it'd be easier if it was 100% plant-based from the start. But then again, it could be that McDonald's feels that, well, the majority of the people who eat at their place aren't vegans, right? And maybe using the word vegan would be off-putting for some people. They wouldn't even try them then. I could be right, I'm not sure. I mean, we know that flexitarian diet is growing bigger and bigger, right? That people might want to eat less meat and things like that, but they might not be fully ready to go vegan. So this could be the reason why they're not going fully 100% plant-based in the US as of yet. So I think it's important to have that nuanced perspective there. I'm still not sure what would be the right. Obviously, I'm a vegan, so I would prefer everything to be plant-based. But from a business perspective, from a sales perspective, which is the best? Not sure. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Now, before I let you go, guys, I thought I just wanted to show you these cool alpacas here, right? Doing their thing, just chilling, right? This is really close to my workplace. They're so cool. Usually they're closer. I thought we could have a conversation, but it's not going to happen, is it? All right, guys, I hope you had got a lot of value from today's video, and if you did, make sure to smash that like button. And also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, don't forget to click that bell button so you get notified, and join our free Discord channel. And say hi to that dog over there. He's not really happy to see me. Or is he happy? I'm not sure. All right, guys. Not financial advice. Have a great day and peace out.